the economy is overflowing with 5-star shards, and it's good for players, and I get it. But obviously, there's worries and concerns that when a game is shutting down, they tend to flood the economy with things and try and like one last hurrah to get all this money sort of in, and that's the sort of worry people to see like, all these 5-star shards. I mean, so back in the day, a 5-star batch would come out, and I'd be close to one pull. And I'd be chasing to try and get that one pull to get a bot out of that batch. And they got to a point where a new batch would come out. I'd have maybe 2 pulls. I'm like, right, okay, well, I've got 2 pulls. I'm hoping that I can get one of them bots that I want. I want this or this. And, we'll do a 5-star pull video. And I'm like, please, 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 please. And don't get me wrong, like, Dino Gate we'll talk about. But even before that, I had 5-star pulls even before that. So this next batch, I've got 8 5-star pulls right now. I've got enough for the next 2 batches already. So the question is like, can you sort of, is there anything coming to use 5-star shards other than 5-star bots? And you can say Titans, things like that. But is there any other plans to utilize 5-star shards?
Let's go back to your first comment about when a game closes, it just kind of floods the economy. Before that, I just told you we're in a healthiest state that we have been in quite some time. So no. The game is not flooding the economy because we're closing. Definitely not. I can see this game going for at least 3 to 4 years, and even then, we've got. I said to you like 2 years ago. The game is in a good spot and it's secure for the next 2 years. But it's what we do in those 2 years what extends that life.
Yeah.
And I feel like over the past 2 years, we've extended the game for the next 3 or 4 years. So in the next year, it's down to us and the community to make sure that this game is then here for another 3 to 4 years. So no, don't be concerned about that. The game's going nowhere. I can absolutely promise you that. I'm going nowhere. Daisy's not going anywhere. The whole team is not going anywhere. Your second question about is there going to be anything to do with 5-star shards? At this time, I believe that they want to bring out more 5-star batches. I think once they get HQ18 out of the way, they're going to be pumping them batches because the batches need to happen quickly because we haven't got all the endurance bots in the batches, as you know, and it could be a long wait to get some of those endurance bots if you don't run in the endurance. For example, Skids. I don't think Skids is in the latest batch, but then it makes me think, well, when will Skids come? Because we've got another endurance bot there as well. So I think the key is to get more 5-star batches out. I really wanted to do something different with the 5-star vote this time round. I did ask the team if we could, whatever the community selected, is give that bot ability 11. And I don't really want to, because Yanis will probably hate me for saying this, but he was like, well, we're going to be doing AB 11 pretty quick anyway, so it may come that the next batches of 5-stars may actually come equipped with ability 11. I'm just speculating at this time, so no promises. So I feel like once we get HQ18 out of the way, which I think we'll be in a good position in February. I think we'll have probably a batch before then anyway. I think we'll probably have a batch in... Normally it's been June. Maybe we can do one before then. Maybe there'll be one in June. Maybe there'll be like 3 or 4 5-star batches next year. There's definitely going to be more batches next year than we've had this year because we normally do 2 a year. I can absolutely probably assure everybody that there'll be more than 2 batches next year for sure.
But so this is a big but. So this is we're going to talk again about it later on. We're sort of jumping ahead of a few like subjects, but I'm bring it up now. So obviously I talk about your scheduling and your plans, but surely you've envisaged that.
Are you going to? I bet I can guess your question. You're going to be doing so many 5-star batches, you're going to run out of bots.
No, the opposite.
No, you're not.
Right, so
no, the opposite.
If you're bringing a bot out every 8 weeks, so right now you've got 3 to go in 5-star batches, right?
Yeah.
If you put Twin Twist in this one and don't put Skids in. By the time you bring this 5-star batch out and you've got Twin Twists in there, Skids is not in there. By the time the next 5-star batch comes out, you will have 3 bots again. You will have Skids, you will have Topspin, and you will have in 8 weeks time or 6 weeks time, whatever is left now, you'll have the next 5-star batch, and in another 8 you'll have 4. So in another 10, 12 weeks, you're going to have 4 5-star bots to put in a batch somewhere, and you're not going to put all 4 in one batch. If you put one in again, then you're going to have 3 going into another 8-week cycle. And you see where I'm going with this. Eventually, if you're putting one bot in every single cycle, you're not going to be able to catch up. And not for 1 minute do I believe you've got the capability to bring an 5-star batch out every 8 weeks. That's not going to happen either. So at some point, I understand not putting Topspin in this
Yeah.
But for me, not putting skids in was a bit like I don't understand that
Well,
decision
you were
at
chasing
all.
him, wasn't you?
Yeah, yeah, but listen, I've got no. It's not even. Like I said, I've got enough for the next 2 batches.
Yeah.
If I don't like this batch, I don't have to pull from it. I've got enough, and by the next one, I'll have 10 probably. Easily
I
can
think
say
it.
that.
I think it all. It's a hard question to answer at the moment because I genuinely don't know at this time how fast them 5-star batches are gonna go down. I'm not sure how they're gonna work. I'm not sure on the team's idea because it's not really been a question on my mind.
Yeah.
It's not been too important for me at this stage to know when we'll be doing our 5-star batches. But what I do know is there will be faster. But I would hope personally that we don't have to wait a year to get an endurance bot that came out a year ago
Well,
because that would be a bit
yeah.
disappointing for those who didn't run. And we're getting to this point now where you are making videos on these endurance bots, and I think it's going to get to the stage where you're going to go, I don't even know if you should run in this endurance because I don't know what the G1's going to be, and I don't know what the AB11's going to be, and those two could game change it. Because I remember on Skids, you said on your stream, probably not going to run this one. He's not kind of like your bot. The G1 came out, the Ability 11 came out. I think from this point on, I think you've got to have an open mind. I think when you get the new bots now, it's just an idea. The G1 takes it to a new level, and so does Ability 11.
Well, again, that's a conversation we'll touch upon a bit later on, but I don't want to go too in depth again because I want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go for the questions and all that. But we will touch upon that a bit later. But just sort of end it.
I'm
It's just something to take back
really
to the team,
sorry.
like
Yeah, I'm really
Go on.
sorry to go off topic, but it just seems to be a bit
No, 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 it's fine, it's
related.
fine. No, no, it's fine. Like I said, just to like sort of emphasize like to the
Yeah,
team, and this is when I get sort of frustrated that surely the person that's deciding these batches have they not had that insight that we've got 3 now. If we bring out a 5-star batch now and there's only 1 in it, we've got 2 carrying over into the next one. Another 8 weeks, we're going to have 3 again. In another 8 weeks, we're going to be in exactly the same predicament we are now. And for me, if you want to keep up with things, you need to put
yeah,
2 in this batch, and every 16 weeks, bring out a 5-star batch.
yeah. I
That's and
think
I get you don't want to bring it out too soon because you don't want to ruin that. That I'm running an event and I don't want to be able to get it in 16
it's
weeks, and I
16
understand
weeks.
that.
Yeah,
But then you're in a predicament there where you're gonna have to have eventually 5 endurance bots in a batch because you've not caught up with the endurance events. So every 16 weeks you're gonna have 2 bots that need to go in a batch somewhere. So that's up to you guys. I mean, but we need to sort of catch up with that quickly. And I don't think not putting skids in the batch is the right option. Carrying 3 over into the next batch, and then maybe carrying 4 over. And yeah, you see how it's escalating
yeah,
right there.
yeah.
But
It
it's just
kind
food for
of.
thought. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's definitely
You know.
something to think about, but I'm definitely sure that the team have thought about this and they've got a plan behind it. And it's something we should probably touch on next stream. So do remind me about that because we
Yeah,
will
yeah, yeah.
ask. We'll get that on stream because I want to know the answer as well.